Alrighty guys, so today I just wanted to make like a quick little video on how to help you guys get through anatomy and physiology prereq for nursing. I'm going to explain some of the things that I did to get through it and some things that might help you guys get through it, to get through with an A, get that A average, get through the class and be done with it. Alrighty, so our first thing, it's going to be consistent. Be consistent in what you do with your studying. So that's just taking like let's say you take 2-3 days a week. You have your test on Friday. Let's say you start studying on like Tuesday. Just be consistent. Pick a time during that day and study for an hour. 1 hour, that's all you need. Study for an hour. Go over the topics. Start with the ones that are the hardest. Really start with those topics that are the hardest for you guys to get down. Those are the ones that you want the most, because those are going to be the ones that are the hardest ones to recall on the exam. So always start with those hardest ones. I get it. No one wants to start with the hardest ones because it's going to take you longer. You'd rather do the easy ones first and then move on to the hard ones. That can work. It can. But I would definitely say stay on the topic of the hard stuff and then move to the easy stuff, because you already know pretty much all the easy stuff. The hard stuff is going to be harder to pull back, harder to retrieve, harder to remember when you're looking at that question. So really try to maintain that. Good regular study habits, good regular study habits, and good regular with your study habits, then use those study habits to really improve your stuff. And if let's say you're taking an exam and you're like, I swear I studied for this for so long and it didn't work. Try to switch up your studying. Maybe try a different way to study it instead of just looking at it, reading it, oh, I got it, blah, 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 did it, this, that, and the other. Maybe try something different. Try to switch it up a little bit. Try a different way to study it, and maybe that will help you. All right. So now for the next thing I'm going to talk about is active recall studying. Active recall studying is basically writing stuff down as much as you can without cheating, like looking at something else to give you the answer. Just let's say we're doing the topic of the brain, or we're doing the topic of the heart or something like that, like the atriums or the ventricles, anything like that. Write as much down as you know about that thing until you cannot remember anything else. And then go look at to where you got. So go to your book, go online, go figure out whatever you use to study, go look at that stuff, and then go back and restart from the beginning, from where you started the first time, and see how much farther you can get. Yeah, so it's instead of just going through and highlighting stuff in your books and stuff like that, try active recall and see if that helps you remember stuff more and easier, to really retrieve that information instead of just looking over and yeah, I got it. So try that one. That one's a big one, and I would definitely say that one helps me a lot even to this day for studying, is the active recall. All right, so number 2 for our big things. This one's another big one. Using visual tools. Use visual tools to help you out. Diagrams, pictures, charts, anything like that. Use all those to help you, because you guys if you guys have already taken anatomy once, maybe didn't do well on it, trying to take it again, or maybe if you've never taken anatomy at all. A lot of anatomy is charts. Diagrams, graphs, pictures, anything like that. It's very visual. So it's especially if you're a visual learner, it might be pretty easy to pick up. For me, I'm a visual learner, so the lab aspect of it is way easier than the lecture. I can't sit there and listen for 2-3 hours on stuff. So I would definitely say really hammer down that visual stuff if you can, because that will help you out so much. And even on the lecture stuff, the visual, take diagrams, take pictures, take stuff like that, and then correlate it to those ABCD questions on those lecture exams, because a lot of what your lab's going to be is also going to be about your lecture. But the thing about the lecture is it's formatted differently. You have actual questions instead of a picture or a body part or something like that. So it's really hammer those down, and then you will pass those exams with flying colors. Alrighty, so for the next thing, this is number 3 on the big list. So this one is going to be breaking the content down into smaller sections. So let's say you have a module. You have 3 chapters in that module, right? let's break that down. Let's take one module at a time. So like you have that big module with everything in it, cut it in fourths. You got 4 like units in it, cut it into 1 unit, 2 unit, 3 unit, 4. Don't try to study them all at once because you're going to forget half the stuff you read. So take like, let's say, like I said earlier, test on Friday. Let's say you start studying on Tuesday. Section 1, you study on Tuesday. Get that first unit down. Get that thing memorized. You know every part about that thing now. All right, and then Wednesday, go to the next one. Get through all that stuff. And then Thursday, the same thing. Go through the next one. And let's say Friday, test day. Go through that last one. And then, because depending on how your school works, mine, we have a certain amount of hours within that day we could take it at the school. So I'll normally go through that last unit in the morning, go to the gym, and then once I go to the school from the gym, I'll take the first unit, second, third, however many there were, and go through all of them one time again, making sure I still got all of them down. And when I'm like, I got all of them, walk in, all fresh in my head right there, take that exam, done in 30, 40 minutes max. That's like a really, really, really big one. So that's what I will definitely say is break those things down in chunks. Don't try to like consume all that stuff at one time because it's just too much. Way too much information for a short period of time before the test. All right. Another big one. This one is about teaching other people. So like, let's say you learn something in class or you learn something while you're studying, doing all that stuff. A way to memorize it is I like to annoy people with the stuff I learn. So like, especially my girlfriend. Oh yeah, her too. I'll start like just talking about what I learned. Like, oh, this means this. Oh, this in your body is this. Like, teach someone else what you learned. Like, sometimes they'll enjoy it, and sometimes they're like, what is this dude talking about? Like, what are they talking about? It's okay if they don't know what you're talking about. They're not really going to know half the things you're talking about because they're words they've probably never even heard. So that's another big one I would say is teach someone else. Talk to someone else about your stuff, and that will make it so much easier to remember stuff because you're already teaching someone else, which means you already know the information. So that's another really big key one is really just breaking that stuff down and teaching someone else exactly what you already know. Because if you know it, like I said, and you can teach it to someone else, that means they're going to know it too. And that means you got it down perfectly. So here is another big one is linking in new information from existing knowledge. So take the knowledge that you already know and then link it to something else. Like, literally take that knowledge and, like, especially for anatomy, guys. So it's like taking something you know out in the world, something you already know about yourself, other people, stuff like that, and then putting it into anatomy form, into physiology. Like, oh, I'm running, so I'm adducting my legs, stuff like that. Something simple like that can, like, little simple things can help you do it. If you go to the gym, you know so much already. You just don't even realize it. So much of anatomy you use in the gym. You're using your muscles, your pecs, obliques, everything like that. Like all your muscles, bone movements, like muscle movements, everything. Like ATP and stuff like that. Like you already do so much of that in a daily basis. You just don't even realize it. So once you, like, let's say once you learn that information and you already know that information, you could correlate it to the gym too, like that, and it will help you remember it even better. Which is stuff that I also do in class. If I'm forgetting something pretty easy and I'm like, what is this exercise that I do? It's literally like whatever this exercise is what I need to put the answer as because that's the muscle it uses. So stuff like that. All right, so the next one is staying organized with your note taking. You don't want to be that person who has a binder full of notes, which is great, but you don't know what unit, where they're from, stuff like that. That will just make it impossible to study because now you're studying a bunch of random things at different times. Like, what if you put something from Unit 5 and Unit 4 stuff and you didn't even realize it because you don't have anything labeled? So make sure you keep all of your stuff organized. Organizing it will make it so much easier for you guys to remember it, and you can recall it. Okay, I need to know chapters 6, 7, and 8 for this upcoming exam. You already have every bit of information you need in those notes, but you don't have them. Like, you don't know where they are because they're not labeled or anything. So make sure you label those notes and That will help you out tremendously to get that A in this class. Like, I'm not big of a note taker, but I know a lot of people are. I don't like taking notes because my handwriting's terrible. So a lot of the things I like to do is on like my iPad is write a bunch of stuff down on there, like for like the labels and stuff like that. I'll handwrite them out sometimes next to the typed out versions and stuff like that, just to like get them down, get them memorized, get it going. And for the last thing for this video is, don't just memorize the information. Aim for actually knowing that information. That's like a really, really big one. Is memorizing is great. It's what I do for the exams. I memorize it for the exams just so I can pass the exam. But just memorizing isn't going to help you with every single thing that you're going to learn. Memorizing it will get you through the exams pretty much. But what if you start getting into bigger, better classes, stuff like that, that you still do need that anatomy and physiology, but it's not like the main part of the class, but you need to know it. If you just memorize it, you're going to brain dump it on the exam and then forget about it. So another big, big key takeaway here is don't do that. Don't just memorize it. Memorize it to understand it. Don't just memorize it to just dump it. Memorize it to understand it, to how it works. What are the ways this thing works? All of that stuff can really, 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 really help you. Alright, so that's going to be it for this video. Just some key things to help you guys get through that anatomy class, pass it, and get on moving into nursing school. If you guys have any questions, comments, anything like that, put it down below in the comment section. Give this video a like if this helps you out, if this increases your test grades, if this helps you in any way with your classes, or even if you're not in it, if it does help you with your classes when you start taking them. And subscribe if you want more content like this. I'm going to be making more and more nursing content as I go through school and go through my nursing school. So yeah, just let me know down in the description below, everything like that, and I'll see you guys in the next video.